Hi, my name's Rachel, and I'm the Creepy Crone. I'm a writer and a crafter, and I love all things spooky. I'm part of a group of women who are here to show you that living the creepy, chaotic, or crafty life doesn't stop at 50. It's okay to be spooky. It's okay to be artsy. It's okay to be you. Welcome to the Crone Cartel. In this video, we're going to visit one very special grave in the old burying grounds in Beaufort, North Carolina.
So the story of the little girl buried in the Rum Keg is a tragic one. There are plenty of tragic stories in this graveyard, but this is the one that seems to tug at people's heartstrings the most, as evidenced by the amount of gifts that are left on her grave. This story dates to the colonial era. Her parents were immigrants from England. They came to Beaufort, settled here. They were prosperous, and they told their daughter stories of their family and their home back in England. One of the stories is that this was the Slow family, pronounced slow but spelled S-L-O-O. However, we don't have any confirmation of that based on her grave. As you can see, her marker is wood, and it always has been. And the notation is simply little girl buried, and it used to say in the Rum Keg. And we'll talk about why it's damaged in a moment. The girl grew up hearing these stories of England and her family that remained in England, and she begged her parents to let her travel there. And so eventually they agreed that her father would take her to England, introduce her to her family there, let her visit her homeland, and then return home. The only stipulation was that the mother said, "You must bring my daughter back to me no matter what." Because, of course, travel, especially sea travel during this time, was dangerous. There were storms, there was illness, all kinds of things that could go wrong. The father promised that he would. He and his daughter went to England. By all accounts, they had an amazing trip. But on the way home, the child got sick, and she died on board. Now, the proper procedure when someone dies on board is to wrap their body in canvas, weight it with cannonballs, and throw them overboard for burial at sea. But the father had made a promise to his wife, and he intended to keep it. And so he bought a keg of rum from the captain of the ship. He put his daughter in the keg, sealed it up, and he brought her back home to his wife in Beaufort. And of course, by then, she was not in good shape to be exhumed from the keg, and so they simply buried her in it. Archaeological study has revealed that there are rings of iron, metal rings down in the ground at this site. Unfortunately, in 2016, a teenager from Morehead City, which is a neighboring town right up the road from Beaufort, vandalized the grave and burned part of the wooden headstone, which is why the bottom half is no longer visible. So this is the headstone that has remained on her grave, but the bottom half was destroyed by the fire set by the teenager. They are restoring it, but it was estimated that the vandalism caused about $3,500 worth of damage. Now, in addition to being one of the saddest stories in the old burying grounds graveyard, she is also rumored to be one of its ghosts. There have been rumors of a figure of a young girl playing among the trees at night. People walk by and spot her through the wrought iron fence, darting and playing among the trees. In fact, I've had my own personal experience. Whenever I come to Beaufort, I like coming by and saying hello and paying my respects, because this grave has always fascinated me. Well, one day I was walking on the sidewalk right outside the fence here, and I stopped right about here on the other side of the fence just to look and say hello. And I touched the fence like this. I was immediately overwhelmed with a feeling of back up, hands off, get away. So I did. I backed off, let go, and the feeling went away. I've never experienced that before or since, but it was definitely real and overwhelming.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more crone content. For more information about the old burying ground, check out the links and sources in the description box below. Until next time, stay creepy, my friends.
There are also stories that the toys left on the grave overnight have been found in other parts of the graveyard, in places where they could not have possibly been blown by the wind. Yeah, turn on right when I'm talking about ghosts, dude. Thank you.